What's going on, guys?
Hi.
If you're watching on YouTube, you weren't too early. We were late. It was our fault. Well, I'm Jason, and that's Tom, and we're FFIB. We're Finger Flicked in Box.
We are.
Almost new, but somebody molested it first.
This is off to a wonderful start.
Yeah. We got a big audience tonight, and I just ruined it already.
Oh, that's too fun. This is a fun show. This is a party.
Is it?
This is a party.
Okay.
It's gonna be a really low key party, and
right.
It's not, but it's a party.
Okay.
I'm very excited right now. I'm not gonna lie. This is a big day. Really big day.
Well, let me get my air horn ready. Now we're ready.
It's
supposed to be louder than that.
Better. I gotta pin this thing.
This is actually a pretty sweet app because you can record your own sounds. So I've managed to record things like my daughter. Daddy. And they're funny years later because, she'll sound teeny tiny and then now she's not so teeny tiny.
Yeah.
But it's pretty awesome.
Okay.
So everybody knows by now why we're here. We're here because the group hit 10,000 members on Facebook. And we long ago hit that on Instagram, but it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same because Instagram is largely just about pictures and subscribing to things that bring you pictures that you want to look at. And then when you see the pictures, you scroll as fast as you can. Yeah. And it's not super interactive the way that the Facebook group is. So Tom and I probably spend the bulk of our day in the Facebook group, making silly jokes with people, putting up smart ass comments like I did about the Jordans, moderating the group, and just kind of developing friendships and relationships with everybody. So
yes,
it's pretty great. About a year ago, we decided to try the YouTube channel because I was being asked a lot to find another home for the videos that I was doing in the group, and to greater and lesser degrees of success, we've managed to make a go of that. And I believe we're around 750 members on YouTube too.
Oh, so wow.
If you're watching part of the YouTube network, I'm sorry that we don't spend more time with you, but I hope that you're also in the Facebook group, or you follow us on Insta and you're able to kind of follow that way. I think if you want collaboration, if you want friendship and camaraderie, the Facebook group is the way to go. If you want to look at sick pictures of knives, Instagram's where it's at. And then if you want an archive of content, we'll probably turn our YouTube channel into that. In 2021, I hope to have more reviews and more shows on there as things grow.
So, as you're saying, I mean, this is a club, and I know that sounds silly, but me and Jason wanted to create a knife club, not start a Facebook group or a YouTube channel or an Instagram account. We want to create a club that was all encompassing of this hobby and everything we thought was cool. And apparently there's 10,000 people who think the same or want to be involved in it on some level.
My agenda was not so grand as that. I just wanted a place I could post a picture of my family collection of PM2s and not get hounded and ripped on for buying a bunch of the same knife. And I knew there had to be more people like me out there that thought that was a pretty sweet thing to do. So I found Tom on Instagram. We started talking to each other out of the blue, and we decided that we could probably start a group together. And it seemed pretty crazy at the time, but a little over 2 years ago, we decided to make a run for it. So here we are, 10,000.
10,000. And I mean, I've had 2 Instagram accounts past 10,000, and those to me were mind-boggling big achievements. This is one of the things I'm most proud of ever doing, and I'm not being exaggerating. This is a big deal to me. I'm very happy about this. It's a big deal. Like I spend a lot of energy on social media, and to see it finally just like become, I know it's just a number, but it's really validating to be like, feel like that's it. We made it. This is what I wanted. This is what my goals were for this group. And I don't know what's next. That's the exciting part, is I never thought this was possible, and it's still going. So what are the possibilities we can get out of this group? It amazes me.
I think that I've been pretty. It's funny. I think back on the way the group has grown. I remember having kind of a power struggle somewhere around 1,200 members. There was a group of people that were really angry at us, and they were angry at the way the group was going. They felt like it was, really just going in a bad direction. And I remember you and I just anguishing over it. We were like, "What do we do? Like, how do we make this fair for everybody? How do we not be? How do we consider what people want, but at the same time, that's not what we want?" And it's funny to me because now we almost don't even have to pay attention to it anymore. I feel like the group wants to be the way that it is, and it steers us more than we steer it. And
absolutely,
I'll see people do things that are inappropriate, and 15 names that are watching right now will be the first to go, "Hey, get in line. That's not how we do it here." And they'll let us know. And usually, like, one will let you know and one will let me know, and we both come to the same catastrophe at the same time.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that everybody feels like it's theirs too.
Yeah. Really cool thing to look at is just like the engagement charts to see how much, my son's going to say, how much time other people spend on this group. Like, and to see it's always changing is kind of neat too. Like, you'd think, oh, the same person is the top commenter. No. I mean, people come in and out of times of their life when they have more time to do this and they get very invested in it. And some people, Brad Caldwell right now is insane how much he spent like comments in this group. And it's amazing. And maybe sometime it'll be somebody else. But the fact that there's people who just like feel like this is home is awesome.
I've read scientific research that scientists believe that part of what can possibly create dementia in elderly is a lack of sleep. And I think that 20 or 30 years from now, scientists will be able to point back at this group and say this was a catalyst for lots of mental health disorders in people, because everybody seems to never sleep anymore. I know I don't sleep as much as I should. And Dan Tan's on all the time. Brad Caldwell is on all the time. It's pretty hilarious that you see the same people all the time. I don't know. Like at 4 a.m., I shouldn't find the same people on that were on at 8 p.m., but you will, because there's always something to do. There's always somebody to talk to.
It's pretty awesome. There's a lot of comments, and here's a really cool one I saw pop up. I got to find it now. There's so many people.
Yeah, Justin Pettit. This will be like ground zero, or what do they call it? Like a genetic bottleneck. This will be where like the mutant people came from is the ones that stayed up 24/7 on Facebook. Like we all have mutated thumbs and our eyes don't work past 2 feet away.
So this, man, I don't know if this is exaggerated statement, but I probably believe the same is that is the truth for me too. Is this club did save my life 100%.
I don't know who said that, and I believe you.
Absolutely.
I know it's meant a ton to me, and I know what it's meant to Tom, and I could see why I would do that. Like this COVID lockdown, where we are divided from those we love, and we're not allowed to do what we want to do. And it's all supposedly done to protect us from ourselves. It's created a ton of other, unintended consequences of that have been the loneliness and the sadness and the feeling of isolation. So I know that it's kept me sane. It's utterly kept me sane through COVID, even when it was bad, even when there was chaos, having you guys to lean on and having you to share this hobby with has been so important to me. It's been a lot. I'm trying to talk until Tom gets it together.
This has changed my life in so many ways, like socially, just outside of the group. Like changed the way I interact with people.
When I met you, you were lost. You were moving at 100 miles an hour and you were lost. And I didn't even know it until maybe 6 or 7 months in, because you were so good at hiding it. You were so good at acting like you had everything together, but in reality, you were lost. And I don't know what would have happened to you. Nothing good.
No. So
I'm so glad that this was a reason for you to get your ass together.
So about a month after we started the group, I quit drinking. And it's not easy. The only way I got through this is the group. Like, all of my energy that I put towards drinking, I put towards social media. I mean, I've almost died so many times. And I stopped because of this group.
Tom, there are so many things I admire about you. And one of them is just how brilliant you are, and how when you focus your brilliance on something, the way you can overcome things and just crush it is so impressive. And I don't think you hear that enough. For example, the way you've dominated Instagram. I bet everybody watching this has an Instagram account, and they've wondered, like, how does this work? How do I get it to go up? How do I get it to not stagnate? How do I make this work? And you spent so much damn time at it, trying and making it go. It's so impressive that you did that. And other things in your life, you decide you want to do it and you do it. And it shows how capable you are, and it shows how intelligent you are that you're able to do that. The fact that you overcame drinking, and that was a mind over matter situation. You seem to have just decided that was the way it was going to be, right?
Yeah.
Incredibly hard to do.
Said, I'm stopping. I got something else to do. And this group, social media. I don't know what it is, but I enjoy the validation of getting likes from strangers for pictures of mine. And I just kept chasing that feeling. And then I just wanted to just do more, do better, involve more people. And the more people that I met and got involved with and got to see, enjoy it, it just was so rewarding. And the fact that you and me can be like best friends and live all the way across the country because we have this group is pretty cool.
We've spent 72 hours in the company of each other.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it appears our work's not done, though. This poor soul lost his life to the Millie Club.
Well, it saved my life.
Go back 5%.
I sold my soul, but I saved my life, I guess. Sold my bank account down. It's gone, but it's okay. It's worth it. It's worth it. I'm really happy. This is awesome. I don't know. I like that I can sit here and have this awkward conversation and be excited about it. I don't care.
It doesn't feel like we're having it in front of strangers. That's why.
Exactly.
Everybody that's watching this right now, and there's a lot of people who are watching right now, and more people will watch it tomorrow. That's the crazy part, guys. If you watch the count, there's like 50 people watching right now, but within 24 hours, 1,800 people will have seen this.
Yeah,
maybe more, because that was, I don't know, that's old data, but it doesn't feel like I'm talking to strangers. So if it seems like we're really candid, it's just because it's easy to do when you're talking to friends.
Yeah, it's a community unlike anything else. And like Jason said, we might have started this, but you guys run it. Like, it's self-policing. You guys maintain the culture. I used to have like annoying arguments with people about the mathematical equation I had in my head about how I wanted the group to operate optimally is the way I saw it. And it had to have a certain number of posts, had to be PM2s, and a certain number of this, and this is okay. And I had all these rules. And all it became, though, is you guys all like the same cool knives as I do. Guess what? We like other cool knives. Let's have a club and talk about stuff we all like. How awesome is that?
Yeah, it really stifled the friendship in the group when we started off with this mandate that it had to be, a very rigid thing. And I think one of the first catalysts for that was you bought a Shiro, and it was like, who wouldn't want to look at your Shiro? Are we not allowed to post it? Do we need to start a Shiro group so you can post a picture? That's dumb.
Yeah.
And then I forget what else came along, but one of us bought a knife that was outside the realm.
Yeah.
And you start to go, well, who cares? It's a Mannix. Yeah. Can we talk about a Mannix? Yeah, it's a sweet knife. Can we talk about a native? Yeah, let's talk about a native. Should we rename it the military paramilitary 2 para 3 Mannix 2 native 5? No, that's dumb. It doesn't fit on a hat.
My reasoning that our name is perfect is it's so long and wordy and specific that it weeds out people that don't actually care.
I can vouch for that because right now in Everyday Blades, there's a thread that's 350 comments long about how dumb it is that rec para 3s are worth so much. And everybody's just dogpiling about how dumb it is. And that's fine. That's fine. They can think whatever they want. And my personal opinion about whether or not that knife's worth as much as they go for doesn't matter, because it's my personal opinion, and what they're worth is what someone's willing to pay. And part of what we want to do here is create an environment where you're free to sell a knife for what it's worth, and you're free not to buy it unless it's the price you want to spend. And everybody can just get along. And if, like right now, there's a knife that's for sale that's $200 more than it should be. And I had to delete some comments out of the thread. And you know what'll happen tomorrow when that guy goes back to check his post? He's going to find that he'll have no private messages, and he'll have no interest in his knife. And he'll either lower the price or he'll take it down. And that doesn't require any sort of influence from us. We don't have to be a jerk and yell at him. We don't have to be a Karen and scold him. We just let it go, and his knife won't sell. And then you know what? Tomorrow will still come, and it'll be all right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. To me, that's always been important. I don't want to stifle opinions and free speech. I don't want to stifle everybody's ability to express themselves. And even when things get heated and emotional, I don't want to crack down on it if it's just conversation.
Yeah.
When things get mean-spirited or personal, then it's not necessary. We should be nice to each other. Then we can have nice conversations with each other and not feel like we have to keep walls up.
If you insult somebody in this group, you're probably not going to last more than, you might be gone immediately.
And you know what it is, honestly, Tom? It's not the insult that makes me throw people out. It's the fact that I know you're not going to fit in.
Yeah, exactly. Usually that happens within the first 3 days.
Right.
Someone will come in and say something totally rude. I'm like, you're not, that's your real self. You came in here thinking that this is what it's going to be. So
I'm not offended by somebody calling somebody a bad word. It doesn't offend me. It's really hard to offend me. But what I do know is that you're just not going to fit in here. So go play somewhere else. There's lots of groups. I don't want to bother you with our group. Maybe we're too nerdy. But I bet you'll like it if you calm down.
Yeah. I've liked where this group's become. I love that we have this outlet now. This is amazing. And I don't know. It's become, I don't even want to post pictures anymore because I can just do that. I wanted to just kind of run through what you think some of our accomplishments or things that we've normalized within our group or changed with the way this hobby works. Just kind of. So one thing that I am really proud that I feel like we've completely changed is the experience between dealers and buyers, and helping facilitate that connection, that opening up, the ability to share thoughts on stuff and really connect directly with dealers, I think is something that I hadn't seen. I don't know if I've really seen it much anywhere except for like custom maker groups.
I think most knife groups have an attitude that coming in there and disrupting the flow of conversation with sales posts is gross and vulgar, especially if you're a dealer. And they don't want to see dealers shilling in the group. They see that as some sort of selling out. Yes. And I've never really ever understood that. And I know, like in this guitar community, it's the same thing. If you go to guitar forums, they definitely don't want stores posting their wares in the groups. It's offensive. They'll give them a corner. You're allowed to post over here. And the thing that never made sense to me was people who play guitar have to buy crap for their guitars, and they have questions about the crap they buy. And if you can ask the manufacturer that actually makes this stuff, isn't that better for you? And same is true with knives. Every day somebody asks, where can I buy scales for my PM2? And you know what? We've got a dozen scale makers now, at least in the group. They're in the group. Yeah. They can respond to direct messages. They can show you pictures of their work. They can send you a PayPal receipt and mail you crap. It's fantastic to bring that closer, because now we're on the cutting edge of what's available. And then more than that, when scale makers like Chris Ortiz notices that people are really hot to change out Para 3 scales, but they want something just a little different, what did Chris do? He invented the worker scale. Totally out of, like, who would think to do that? Chris did. And it's been a huge hit. People love them. So now you can have a little knife in your pocket with a 3-inch blade that's safe in most regions, but you got a bigger handle you can put your hands on. You can really use that knife. That was a great idea, and that might not have happened if Chris hadn't had access to a group where, and he has 2 groups to be fair, but he has 2 groups where he has access to people who use what he bakes, and then they report back. So Tom and I always want to be friends to dealers, because dealers only want to sell what we want to buy. I don't mean me. I mean you guys, everybody. So why wouldn't you be friends with dealers? And I don't even care if other groups steal my idea. Good. Do it. Because the more the dealers understand what people want to buy, the better our relationship will be with the hobby, because I don't have to keep looking at black S30V knives anymore. They're great. They're great, but I mean, at some point you buy them all, and then you have a giant collection of black knives, and you go, "Well, this is monotone. It's kind of one note. I got this shape, and I got this shape, and I got this shape, but it's the same knife. I want a different knife."
I used to. Do you remember when we started? There'd be a lot of conversations of like, why don't I get enough likes with this, or why don't my black S30V knife? And we've always encouraged in this group, anything you got is awesome. We want people to be engaged in this group. So sometimes people are like, I don't have a cool knife. I don't have a custom knife or this. I have a tenacious. We've always been really welcoming of people doing whatever they want, just making this group home, posting, being engaged. There's nothing wrong. If there's a post that's not super exciting to me, I'm just going to keep on scrolling, but I'm happy to see someone excited to share what they have with the group, regardless.
Somewhere around 2,500 members, I stopped posting sale posts in other groups. I really only posted them in our group, and it hurt a lot because the viewership was low and not necessarily correct. And I would always try our group first. And by 4,000, I would never post a Spyderco anywhere but our group. And it wasn't because I hate the other groups. It was because if we're going to grow a culture of selling crap in our group, it needs to happen with more stuff to buy. Like the marketplace needs to be there before people will spend. And once people feel comfortable exchanging money for stuff, then it grows. And now we see a daily buy sell trade with 300 comments. That's unbelievable. And I'm glad somebody thought to do that, because if we didn't have a daily buy sell trade and everybody was listing sale posts, it would be really hard. It would be a lot of scrolling.
I still haven't really just catching on to this. How do you guys decide who puts that up every day? Because it's not the same person.
Well, it seems Jonathan has stepped down and we don't have a new permanent person to handle it.
Oh, I just think it's really interesting because there's only one, but there's always just one up, and it's always up first thing in the morning, and it's always it's good to go. I've sold a couple things on there. I think it's great.
I don't want to run it. So if someone else wants to do it, that's awesome. And if it's the same person every day, then that's good.
Yeah.
If we have to nominate somebody to run it, that's fine. But I think Jonathan started his own group, so he's off and running. Before that, it was somebody else. Forget his name.
Yeah, I really like that we've created as not just like the dealer feedback connection, but that we've become the place that dealers want us. They want us to have their stuff. They know that we're excited about it. They know that we're going to share the word, that we're going to post pictures of their stuff, that we're going to be excited. We're a lot more excited to get a sticker in a box than the average person is, put that way. Like we get excited about this stuff, and I think that's cool. And I think that shows in how we get chances to do stuff better, I guess, if that makes sense. We know when drops are coming. We know when stuff's happening because we're connected to people it's going from. We've had some pretty cool ones last year.
Yeah, Brad, you can snap it. Daniel Baker's on his way to having the most comprehensive rec collection in the group. I'm pretty excited.
I'm pretty sure I saw a picture of his Birkenstocks that matched the whole setup. Was that correct?
That's sad. So, Daniel, you need to reach out to Alexander Savrev, and you guys should see who has the lead. He might be tied with you. I don't know about his multiples, but I know he has a comprehensive rec collection. Oh, there's Jonathan. I didn't step down intentionally. A week ago, different people started beating me to the punch for a stop. All right, don't sleep in anymore. I'm told that the person who runs the buy-sell trade generally goes poor because you get all the notifications on your post about all the stuff for sale, and you'll find out before anyone else in the group does. So be careful. Be careful running that. Looks like Houston's okay with it. Yeah, Chris. For those who don't know, Smoky Mountain Knife Works is easily the largest knife store in the world. And I don't just mean online, I mean physically. Their location in Tennessee is larger than any Cabela's I've ever been in. And it's just a massive, massive knife outdoor store. It has a kids location in the basement. It has a gift shop. It has a guns and ammunition store inside. Anything you would ever need for any sort of outdoor, anything you can get there. And their CEO has been in the group for over a year. His name is Tyler. And Tyler reached out and wanted to know what everybody thought of his store. And that is a brave and scary thing to do. And he did it anyway. And I think he got 400 responses, maybe more, which is way more than he ever thought. And what he's learned very quickly from all of you is that just how much you care about telling him what you think. And that's important. So I thought that was really cool that happened. That's kind of shows it where we've come.
Yeah.
Smoky Mountain Knife Works has its own zip code. It might very well have its own zip code. I'm telling you, inside the building, from one end of the building, it is very hard to see the other end of the building. That's how big it is.
That's crazy.
Hard to see the other end.
It's a lot of knives.
Each brand has its own glass case section, and the people who work in that section are dedicated to that brand. So when you walk to the Kershaw section, there's guys in Kershaw shirts with Kershaw catalogs, and damn it, rust erasers. Every glass cabinet has a bucket of rust erasers on it.
Really?
They should call it the Tommaso More special. But for $2.99, they have rust erasers on literally every counter.
That's awesome.
It's pretty hilarious.
Like that. That is too funny. That's funny.
They have a Game of Thrones throne. Yes, they do. They actually have a section in the back that's the walls are black and the lighting's a little different. And it's a little bit like going into a cave. And all of the knives are what we would call gas station knives. And there's got to be 1,000 of them in that room. And when I went in, I was like, there's nothing in here for me. But you know what happened? I looked around the room and I saw, 500 people in that section of the store going crazy, looking at the swords, looking at the lizard knives, looking at the donut knives. They had all the stuff that you guys might tease. They were there. And what I liked about that was they have something for everyone. The people that were in that room didn't care what anybody thought about that stuff. That was cool to them. And that's fine, right? I'm not into slip joints. Many of you are. Great. I'm not into autos. Many of you are. Great. Nothing wrong with that. But that's how giant that store is. They have literally something for everyone.
What other cool things has this group accomplished over the last couple months? A little bit. We've done some pretty cool stuff. We've had a couple charity events that were crazy successful, in my opinion.
We've had some amazing charity events. Yeah, we definitely did. I'd like to do more of that in the future. I really would. And I don't, not necessarily just for individuals in the group, but for bigger things. So that's something we're going to continue to work towards. But yeah, raising money for friends in the group that need help has been really rewarding and really hard. But I'm very glad that we were able to do it. So that was something that was really important to me.
Yeah.
Finding out that we had a moderator who was not 43 with 3 children, who was an ex-Navy SEAL, but was in fact a 21-year-old boy who dropped out of college. That was a big deal.
He was only our second moderator. He was only,
We only talked to him every day for a year and a half before we found out.
Yeah.
That was so, it almost doesn't sound real.
We got straight up catfished.
That kid told a group of Navy SEALs that he was a Navy SEAL.
Yeah. And
they should start a business together. And these guys were quitting their jobs and putting their houses up for sale so that they could all move to Idaho and start their military contract job, making weapons systems for the military. And only at the last second did he finally confess who he was. Nobody knew.
Yeah. I mean,
that was absolutely crazy. I've never been catfished like that.
Yeah. Well, it could have been worse, but we've moved on. We've gone through some ups and downs. We've gone through a lot of, I think people are getting used to it and understand now, but drop drama in the groups, like we've become accustomed to it now. We've all kind of learned it happens. We have a good place to voice it reasonably, and then everyone moves on and we have another drop, and it's all good, right? We've learned to deal with that really well, I think.
I want to talk about something that's going to not go well for us. It's not a great kept secret, but Tom and I are trying to land a club exclusive for the group. Yeah, I did it. We have no news to report. And this is a good chance to kind of dip our toes into whether or not we should talk about it in the future. But that is something that we are looking at, and it's something that we would love to do. It's complicated, and it requires a lot of moving parts. It requires a dealer. It requires a huge, massive commitment. And then also it requires a lot of time on the behalf of Spyderco to make the thing. So know that we're working on it, right? So when you direct message us and say, hey, have you guys ever thought about doing a sprint? Yeah, we have. We thought about it.
Jason thought about it when we were at when it was just us two. Jason was already like, well, we're going to do this and we're going to get an exclusive.
I think when we hit 1,000, I was like, we're ready.
Yeah. Oh,
And
you
you're
wanted
like,
one for sure.
Let's wait a year more. I was very mad at you. And
I
look what happened.
agree. I agree. But I never was anticipating the rate of growth that has happened. Never thought so.
Now the amusing part is how many do we order? Because what we first thought is obsolete, and then what we thought later was obsolete. So we're working on it. So what I want you guys to know is that we're working on it. We're trying. I think
It wasn't like we hit 10,000 and it was a magic number. It's been going on.
Even if all of you gave me your money today, I can't go to Spyderco and order it. It has to be through a dealer. It has to be signed on a contract, and then they have to build it. And the hardest part has been the fact that there are so many dealers ordering so many exclusives. It has to fit in. It has to make sense. And it has to be something that no one else has, right? So that's going to take a while. But we're working on it. And you guys will know as we feel like we can tell you. But what I don't want to see happen is the Z-Wear Crew Carta situation where we get asked 10 times a day. Because that's not how I can't tell you 10 times a day I don't have updates.
Yeah. So that's pretty exciting. That's kind of my dream. In fact, I literally told that to Eric about 2 years ago that I wanted to have an exclusive for the group.
My dream is that we sell them all and not one person outside the group gets one. And the whole world is mad. And we just sit here going, laughing ourselves stupid. That's my dream.
The week that drops, membership requests are not approved.
It's a good idea. We should just stop approving new members.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
How do we prioritize the coin guys?
The what?
The coin people.
Ooh.
No, too soon.
So that is exciting news. I have some more exciting news that's more immediate. That's pretty cool. So every time we hit 1,000, we've done a giveaway, right?
We have.
So we should probably do a big one for 10,000.
I agree. That sounds nice.
In fact, so we had a big one. It keeps on getting bigger as the night's gone on, as people have messaged us and volunteered and wanted to join in. So we gonna have a giveaway, and it's gonna be pretty cool. So watch for it to be posted. Probably, what do you think? Friday?
I'd like to do it this weekend. We got Super Bowl weekend coming up. If we put out the survey and the entry form on Sunday, we know people are going to be home. They're going to be waiting for the game. So
I think we should get it up. I think we can get it up by Friday, and we'll figure out the details. But it's coming. It's going to be cool. It's going to be a lot of stuff. I want to temper expectations, but it's going to be really cool. So
absolutely. Looking back through the comments, there's so many good comments. Thank you, everybody. I can't bring them all up, and we can't talk about everyone. Colorado blade knife form scale. Well, what if we took like the acronym for the club and we made the scales in the shape of the letters so they were blocky, and then we put the Colorado blade on it. Where is it? You can never find what you want when you want it, Tom.
Yeah, well, I'll go through some comments. Let's see.
Oh, there we go. What if the PM2 blade was shaped this way? And then not the blade, the handle, right?
Okay.
So you grab it like this and then the blade comes out.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty sweet. It would look something like this.
Sold.
Is that good?
Yeah. Fixed blade, though. Fixed blade.
No, tip down. You tip down only.
Yeah. You know, maybe talk about something I've seen happen is how this hobby has really evolved in a lot of ways in the last 2 years. Like the way we communicate, the way we post, the things that we post have changed. The level of picture taking is just gone through the roof better. Everybody. I mean, phones have gotten better. It's becoming pretty easy, and everyone's taking good photos. Just seeing this hobby evolve has been really fun. My favorite stupid thing that's happened out of our group is seeing emojis all over the place. It is ridiculous to me.
That's you. That was you.
Me.
That was your dumb Instagram thing that you managed to make a mainstream thing. That the idea that a knife can be associated with the emoji, and it becomes the shorthand for describing the knife. I'm so glad it happened, because saying the River's Edge Cutlery Paramilitary 2 dealer exclusive in 204p with flat dark earth's PVD coating is just too much. I don't want to say that. If I could just say avocado PM2, everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I need 4 characters to type it. An avocado PM2 or an avocado 2. That seems to do it too.
I guess I've come to learn that sometimes a picture is just a picture. You know what I mean? Sometimes it doesn't have to be a special question or special meaning. Sometimes cool picture is just a cool picture. That's okay.
Did you know I almost drove Brian Tidd to insanity by posting an orange? I just posted an orange out of the blue. And he was like, "Oh, color shop. What's going on? They have something dropping." And he went into a beautiful mind and just started calculating the what ifs.
Yeah.
Yep. I tried to make the bat coconut a thing. I took a bat and a coconut and I started posting it around, and it didn't really take fire like I thought it would. It didn't mean anything. Spoiler alert.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, the Easter Island, the Moai head doesn't mean anything, but I will say Stony is one of my favorite members, and I'm glad that he's in the group. At one point, Stony came into the group, and then he left. And I had to convince him to come back. And then he's been an awesome member since then.
I agree. Stony's a good character guy.
He is.
This could be a bad coconut.
I like that a lot. I haven't got so I got my first shipment came on Monday with 1 knife. And today I got a box with 4 knives. So I got 2 satin and 2 DLC. So those are going out though. Because
BHQ would not export right now, a bunch of international members are sending me their knives. So by Monday I'm gonna have 11. And I might post a picture just because it'll be awesome. But I know that a lot of you are gonna hate my guts because it's gonna look like I bought 11 of them. I didn't. I didn't. I got 1. The rest are for other people in 3 continents. So if you see the picture come up, don't hate me.
I will say this. It's really cool to see this start to happen. The PM2 is evolving itself, which is really neat because, there's only so much you can do with G10 and steel combinations. So to see this happen, even the Emerson Wave one, which I know isn't super popular, but it's really fun to play with. It's ugly. I get it. To see the knife evolve, to see the copper scale Blade HQ come out with no liners in it. You know, this knife is evolving. It's not a stagnant hobby that's just going to burn itself out because it's the same exact thing. It can change. Stuff can move. CQI happens.
We know Tyler's down for something orange. Have you seen his orange collection?
Yes, I have. He's got a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs a bigger table, to be honest. He has a table he always shoots it on. It's running out of
Yeah.
space. I've heard people complain about the edge. Oops. Sorry, Greg. I've heard people complain about the edge in the M4 Tantos. I have 6 of them here. You want me to go through all 6 of them and look at all the edges and tell you if there's a problem?
No, but my one is totally fine.
The one that I've unboxed is perfect. It's perfectly perfect. It occurred to me that since I had so many here, I could pick the one I wanted. So I unboxed the first one in the pile, and it's perfect. The edge is actually better. It's better than the ones I used to see. And there's a post in the group about how this is too scoopy and it's not flat. Well, mine is pretty flat.
Mine.
And then this grind across the bottom is gorgeous.
Capture. There you go.
Yeah, nice.
Mine looks good though. I like it.
Yours looks excellent.
This knife is really fun to flick because the extra weight of the blade.
Oh, I found it. There is a little spot right here where it gets a little fatter. See that?
I mean,
it's pretty small for a factory built knife under $200. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Right out of the box, it flicks open, it falls shut. It's pretty great.
My hand is finally, I hurt my pinky pretty badly over the summer, and it's been really hard to handle a knife with my right hand for months, honestly. It's been hard to even use my thumb because my pinky and the way you hold a lot of knives just don't work. So I've been really like physical therapying myself, I guess, my hand. Yeah. And I've learned I've never been able to spidey flick with my middle finger, and I can now. I had to teach myself. It's been kind of fun. I'm not going to lie.
It really just takes the perfect grip. And once you get it down, it's hard to lose it. When you don't have a handhold on it just right. Yeah. It's tough. I've kind of switched to thumbing it. I find it more satisfying, and it comes open faster.
It does. Oh, what's that?
This is that Aztec knife. This thing is ridiculous.
That's amazing.
You can see how tiny they are.
Did you polish that, or is it that polish?
No, it came this way. And what's really cool is the black is super black. So
yeah,
it doesn't look brown or burnt. It's really totally black. And I just happened to have a 10V Scorpion in the drawer that I hadn't opened. When I got it, I wrapped it in saran wrap and I stuck it in the drawer. And I was like, you know what? This Aztec Scales Scorpion would be the right call. So
I like it.
That's pretty cool. And then I'm gonna put these on the Tanto, I think. These floral brass that I've been taking pictures of.
Black or satin?
Mine is satin. So I'll have brass twins. Then I'll.
That's right.
I'll probably put black hardware on both of them just to look awesome.
That's good. I got to get some more scales coming for mine. I need to. It's gonna start switching stuff out, but it's not as much fun.
Let's talk about that for a minute. I think before you and I started this group, outside of Henji, I don't know that a lot of people were modifying their PM2s. There was a small group of guys that were doing it. For the most part, people were just collecting all the colors and then lining them up and taking pictures.
Yeah.
But Henji was one of the first to go buy aftermarket scales. He was getting
He has Lynch scales. He has tons of
Yep.
rip scales.
Who's the scale maker? It starts with an S. I think he's in Southeast Asia.
Scukati.
No.
Oh, that's something else.
There's another scale maker that we don't talk about a lot that does excellent work that he had. He also had Aramis scales before most everybody else did.
Oh yeah.
So I think it was probably me first, but one of us got interested in customizing scales. And I remember getting my first Flytanium scales. There it is. Yep. I got some Flytaniums, and I remember just really messing with them. I just had fun goofing around with them. And from there, it turned into, chasing some Eric Shepard scales. And then it turned into, what else? I think Aramis came next. And around the time I got my Aramis scales, you started getting interested. And it's really snowballed from there. We started posting more and more pictures of customized knives to the point where now there's a whole entire group, Spyderco Customs Club, where they just totally embrace that. And they're all in on customizing their Spydercos. It's awesome. And Alan Putnam makes excellent scales. If you guys don't know Alan Putnam, his stuff is linked in the announcements section. There's a link to his website, but he makes beautiful Micarta scales. They're nice to touch, and they look killer. Highly recommend them.
So the group has been around since October 19th, 2018. So 2 years and a few months. So for a living, I am pretty lucky that my job is very open and accepting of my hobby, because I am a commercial construction project manager. So which means I do construction from an office, from a computer. But I'm around a lot of people that are really into knives, and I live in Portland where they make a lot of knives. So people are cool with it. So I'm pretty lucky with what I do.
I thought I was going to be in music retail my whole career, and that's where I wanted to be. And that's where I was very happy. And I was moving my way up through the music store that I worked at. And I was looking at potentially owning it, or even getting into working with manufacturers. And next thing you know, the economy crashed and my career goals really fell through the floor. The idea of owning a music store seemed like a really bad idea. The prospects for the future were pretty bleak. And then getting into the manufacturing realm would probably mean tons of travel and a high chance of getting fired all the time. And that didn't sound like a good career path. So I bounced around a lot. And now I'm finally in a place where I'm doing something that I really like, that's paying me well and supporting my family, and it's not until the last couple of years that I've been able to say that I'm not just hustling my butt off trying to make a living. So I work for a giant bank. It's a big global bank. I like to say that we're like a cult, but a good cult, not a bad cult. We are a benevolent cult, but we are a giant bank, and we do different kinds of banking products. And I don't want to go any more deeper than that, because I'm told that my company would be fine with my hobby, but I think in the end they're not.
Definitely not as fine as my company is. I
do want to be able to speak my mind when I want to say what I want to say, and not worry about what my employer thinks. So I think a couple of them are in the group, and that's fine. But I'm good with, I work for a GNB. That's right, Dan. They were jerks, though.
They were.
Yep. So I see Mike Kelly bounced around a lot. Guys, the workplace is crazy. There's lots of sucky jobs out there that don't pay you what you're worth, and then there's jobs that pay you more than you're worth. And the way you get from sucky job to the good job is you just work as hard as you can and keep moving. Don't stagnate. Don't wait for your boss to notice. someone else will hire you and keep moving. Skynet. No, that would be Vero. Oop. Sounds like you guys need to move to the States. I mean, Sky News reports better. U.S. government, our channels. I don't think that was for us. Aquanet. How dare you? No, I don't work for Aquanet. I do consult with them. Yeah. What else can we talk about?
I don't know. I'm just excited. I just wanted to come live and just celebrate this because I told my wife I don't think she cared as much as she pretended she did. But she's like, oh, cool. But I wanted to celebrate with people who get it.
I have a different situation. My wife normally doesn't care at all about any of this, but tonight she actually stopped and she listened to me when I told her we hit 10,000. And
wow.
she stopped and she listened and she looked at me and she paused and said, "That's very impressive. I'm very proud of you."
That's very good.
It was heartfelt and it meant a lot. And normally what she tells me is, "Stop spending so much time on Facebook." But I don't think she understands, like, her version of Facebook is she still friends and follows everybody she's ever friended and followed. And as the chaos of elections and COVID goes on, she's reading it all and getting angry. And I don't, because I unfollowed everyone except you guys, just knife people. So I'm pretty happy with my Facebook experience, other than the censorship and the tyrannical fear that they could close us at any moment. Other than that, and it's swell.
Yeah.
I just unfollowed everybody that had an opinion that wasn't knife related.
They flag a lot of random things, but I think everyone's behaving for the most part. So it's okay. We see what comes up. It's pretty silly sometimes, but
there was one other thing I was going to mention. Where was it? Oh, I'm proud of the fact that I'm making a difference in everyone's lives by getting you to delete all your unread emails. Nothing makes my heart hurt like looking at somebody's phone and seeing that they have 85,000 unread emails. Because I know every time they open it, a part of their brain, like even if it's 1%, sees that and has anxiety about it. And the reason I'm so upset about this is that every day people ask me, how do I find out about drops? And I tell them they should subscribe. And then they always give me some garbage about how they don't like email. I don't have email on my phone. My email doesn't work. I forgot my password. My email is just full of junk. I don't use it. I'm like, I can't help you then. The store gave a mechanism to tell you what's going on and you're not using it. That's your fault.
Knife drops have made me get my digital financial life in order, like including even knowing how much money is in my bank account. I actually pay attention. Like it's made me pay attention to stuff and have, saved information where I need to, so I can log into sites because it's kind of important for drops. But it's actually made me get organized and take my normal life seriously.
I don't like missing drops and then paying double later. I want to get it. If I want it, I want to get it. So
it's part of the fun. It's part of the fun.
The chase is way more fun than the having. No question.
My Kim wasn't here for this drop, but my nanny was. And before Kim left, she was like, I told her I have a drop. And so she like said a little something, but I warned, like, this is going to get intense. So don't worry about anything I may say. It's just
don't judge me.
Don't judge me.
Yep.
Ooh, this was an intense one. A lot of refreshing on that one.
Yep.
That makes it fun.
Well, coming this year, we should have more fun stuff planned. Poor Daniel Baker doesn't have a coin. If any of you have an extra coin and you want to do a solid for a good guy, poor guy needs a coin. There will be more coins coming. I don't know. There's 2 people left I need to sort out who don't have coins. I know of 2 people that never received them that ordered them, and I got to solve that. I also need to decide if we're going to do more of this coin or if we're going to do a different coin, but I haven't decided on that yet. So when we figure out the first part and then figure out the second part, then I'll probably do more coins. But I'm still only going to order what we pre-sell. And what surprised me last time was I needed a minimum order of 300, and I felt like we actually didn't even get to 300. We got to 280, and I bit the bullet and I bought the rest myself. And I'm glad I did, because after the fact, we did a second sale for everybody that missed the first one, and a lot of people were able to get them. But now I'm realizing if I had ordered 200 more, they would have been gone already from just people asking. But they're expensive. I can't carry all that.
Yeah.
Cost. So we're just going to pre-sell them again, and you guys will have to
actually buy them.
Buy them when they're available. Yeah. So part of the if you didn't get the message, I'm sorry. But to Tom and I, it felt like we were talking about it too much, and it's weird to know where to walk the line. I'm least interested in making shirts. The first one was a terrible experience. I think we should do what River's Edge did and just create a third-party store. That'd be great, because then we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Rex swag store that's on their website, they have a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's sweet. They have an awesome swag store. You
can
go there anytime you want. You can order that sweatshirt that you want that's never in stock. It's in stock because they don't have it. The hardest part about the shirts was pre-ordering the sizes and then having to quarantine them all and then pack them all individually and make sure that they're getting the right size 9 times. That was hard.
Well, my least favorite part is the shirt. It sucked. It sucked really bad. It
was a terrible shirt. Yeah, I'm sad about it. The logo was in the wrong place.
I mean, it wasn't like it worked as a shirt. It was fine, but it wasn't what I was hoping for.
Patches was a lot of fun. I would do it different next time, but Patches was fun. I couldn't be happier with the design. I love the fact that it looks like the Sons of Anarchy logo. I love the fact that I was supposed to be sorry for the 1%ers who might get offended. Like outlaw bikers who are breaking the law might be mad about a patch for a knife club on the internet.
That's a copy of a TV show.
A copy of a TV show? No, they don't care. They're badass, and I'm not, and they know that. So that was a lot of drama. That's another highlight of the club, right?
Yeah.
We'll put that in the museum. Snuggies. Yeah, somebody said Snuggies during a call. That would be pretty hilarious. Tom's got the greatest blanket in the world from thegreatestblanketintheworld.com. Maybe we get those with a knife on it.
They're really expensive, but sounds good to me.
Yep. We had a conversation about Hanks. Hanks turned out to be more complicated than I realized, and that fell apart. So I don't know. We might do that. We did do bandanas. The bandanas turned out awesome. So
the first club sticker, Jason does most all of this except for Joey does some of it as well now. But first one, Jason did everything. And it is, do you have one near you? I think I do.
It's the circle hologram logo. No. It's the black one.
The black one.
It's the black oval with yellow lettering.
Yeah, I got one.
It looked like one of those douchey marathon stickers that somebody would put on their SUV or on their Prius. That one.
This is the first club sticker. This is the OG. This is the original Sprint. These are gonna be worth money one day, so I'm saving them.
Back when we had a Twitter account.
Yeah, tweeting it up.
Get Countess and to do a group Hank. That's a great idea. I like that idea. Custom My Pillows. I like that idea. Nothing's better than a tuggy, Justin.
Wait,
Tissue, how dare you?
What did you just say?
I said, how dare you? A club sandwich. It's a good idea, Dan. I'm hungry too.
Well, we should. If you guys don't know, Brandon White with BY's Leather, you can like order one from him.
We do have club leather mats. They're knife mats. They're badass.
Yeah, Brandon.
Where are my mats?
Mine's covered with knives. I'm dumping them off. Boom. Dan Tan has as many of these as he has Delicas, probably.
Alex Savrev does as well. Message him if you want to see some. So Brandon White makes mats. He makes 2 flavors. He's got the regular one with 1 layer of leather. It's got the club logo in it here. And the cool thing about these is that you can roll them up and you carry them around. And they're made out of Horween leather. Horween is the most premium leather that you can have for garment making. And then he also makes a 2-layer mat like this one. With 2 layers of leather, you're going to get a much sturdier, firmer mat. They're stitched around the exterior, and you're going to get an embossing in the middle and Brandon's logo down here in the corner. So I don't know the current pricing. I haven't talked to him about pricing in probably 6 months, so I would leave that to him. But
he also has ones with a slot in it for parts.
Yes, he has a new model that has a slot in it for keeping your screws. I'll be honest with you. These are fancier than I would ever have thought. And when I'm using Loctite or glue or oil, I'm kind of scared to use the mats because I don't want to ruin them. The reality is that if they're waxed, then you're not going to ruin it. But that's how nice they are. They smell good. They look awesome. They're the size of a MacBook. So if you have a MacBook, think about how big that is. That's how big they are. They're beautiful. So reach out to Brandon White and get yourself one.
They're really nice.
He's got lots of colors too. He's got lots of colors of leather. When we ordered these, we agreed to only keep it to 3 colors to make it easy on him. Next thing you know, there's like purple ones coming out. So,
I mean, Dan Tan has one that I could call it extravagant.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be an understatement.
They actually found mammoth DNA, and they grew a mammoth in the lab and then killed it and then took its hide and made it Dan's mat. I think he's got a unicorn one on order.
He does.
Yeah. Anyway, reach out to Brandon White. Somebody tag him if you would, please. Dan, can you tag him?
He makes wonderful, wonderful leather goods because I never thought I would pay. I'm not going to lie. It's not inexpensive. It's good quality, real stuff. It's not cheap, but I am wearing his belt right now. I have one on order. I have a wallet from him. I have his knife mat. His stuff is so. Treat yourself to something nice, like legit.
About a month ago, we did a conversation about him, and I took my belt off and showed it on camera and then threw it under my desk. It's been laying there since because it's COVID. I don't go anywhere. But his belts are ridiculous because they're so thick. The thickness makes them sturdy, so there's no deflection in this range. They don't flex up and down, and they hold their shape better. They're just really, really well done.
So I have one like that on order that's OD green, but the one I'm wearing is a single leather belt out of really soft russet leather. It's pretty cool too. It's like a soft belt. It does deflect because it's nice and soft, but
no, I wanted the OG thick one.
Yeah.
It would be a pretty good gun belt. Usually gun belts are metal reinforced. There's a metal band in them to give them extra rigidity. This would get you there pretty close, like for casual carry of a lightweight semi-auto. You'd be good. Yeah, hold on a sec. I'll put it in the I'll put it up here so you guys can see it. Banners. It's just at B Weiss Leather, right?
I think so.
I think so. We should just leave it in here so we don't have to build it every time.
Yeah. Yeah, Brandon makes really cool stuff. He has tons of colors that you would not expect. He makes stuff for Sammy. and she's got really cool, unique things.
You know what else he does, Tom? He runs a vintage BMW forum with 50,000 members, and he's known as the guy that can redo the steering wheels and the shifters and the boost around the transmission shaft. He can do all that stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's bad to the bone. I'm going to double check that, make sure it's right. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Anyone seen my yellow mat? Yes, I have, Dan. You have a lot of sick mats. I don't know what you do with them all, though. Where do you can't leave knives on them all out?
We do have technology at our fingertips. I'm sitting here like a sucker looking on my phone. I could just bring it up and share a screen. Yeah. Chrome tab. Is that your belt, Tom?
It's not, but it's similar except for the clasp is different.
Gotcha.
That's my wallet basically, though, on the top right.
This poor guy owned a Benchmade before he met us, and a Tenacious, I think. And now he's up to, now he's a discriminate Koenig collector, and he's got himself, some Prize and some other knives.
The top right picture.
Yep.
I don't know if that's actually my wallet, but my wallet is exactly like that.
You know what else is cool about his stuff? He's got different colored threads for the stitching.
Oh, that's true. That one's not mine then. That's
this
cool.
One's purple. That's white. Looks like this is orange. So you guys want to do something sick, he can work with you on that.
Oh, hey, look at that. Looks familiar.
I know that symbol.
Crazy man.
It's got his own symbol. Did you ever see the movie I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
I'm not sure. I've heard of it.
It came out in the late 80s, early 90s. It was a pretty silly movie, and it had its moments where it was very funny. But there's a moment where the hero of the movie has a band that follows him everywhere he goes and plays his theme song. So as he's strutting through town, his theme song's playing behind him. Did you guys know you could get COVID masks made out of leather so you look cool instead of like a medical patient? That's pretty cool. I was hoping for more club mats, but I don't see any. There's a nice picture with a variety of colors. Yep, good stuff.
Yeah. So treat yourself to some nice leather goods. It feels nice. It lasts.
How much for Coke? That'd be $1. $1? What if you put it in my hands? Right. Sweet Hannibal mask. I guess, maybe people leave you alone. That's what we want. I don't know this guy, the Morvin's Life. Thanks for everything you do. It's a great place. Thank you.
Thank you.
I should probably turn commenting on the YouTube channel so people can actually communicate and it's not a one-way thing. I understand that YouTubers hate that.
Oh, but I don't know if we're ready for YouTube comments. We're too soft. We're too soft.
So far, I'm not interested in a dialogue. I'm just sharing information, and then you can do whatever you want. And maybe we'll get to that point this year where we are sharing ideas.
Don't know how YouTubers do it with the comments.
It's a different world.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to ask. Ask him. You can get an orange one. Well, buddy, 10,000 members down. I don't care if we get another one. I don't care if we get another 10,000 if the culture changes. I want the group to kind of stay where it's at right now. I like the camaraderie. I like the support. I like the brotherhood. Somebody reached out to me earlier today and said, "Do you have any more coins?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Where can I get one?" And I said, "Well, they were $5 originally plus shipping." And no, I got that wrong. I told him the wrong number. They were $9 for the coin plus shipping. And he wrote me back like 20 minutes later. He goes, "I found one." One of the other members hooked me up. I was like, "Really?" Wow.
Wow.
I didn't know anybody was changing hands. He said, "Yeah, it's a good group." So it made me happy.
That's cool. Yeah, it's impressive. It's unlike any other group. It's not.
I suppose you're right. But you know what all the groups are learning over the last year and a half? Whatever quantity they're ordering isn't enough. They could probably order twice as many and still sell them out in a day and make twice as much money. And whatever fears they had previously about the knives maybe not selling, they don't have to worry about it anymore. So I think that feedback loop takes a minute. Plus, Spyderco needs a year and a half to make them. So what you're going to see is bigger drops, I think.
Well, too many people finding out about drops. But to be fair, what percentage of people that got a Rec PM2 you think are in the group?
What percentage of Rec PM2 owners are in the group? More than half.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's okay if people find out about drops because it's us.
Oh, Dan wants his coin. Yeah. It's right here, buddy. I haven't sent it yet because your knives keep pouring in. But I built a care package for you, and it'll be going out as soon as you want it. So I'll get that out.
All right.
They come back here to sell secondary, so it's all right with me. Yeah. All right, kids. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We appreciate all of you. I don't know that we say it enough, but you saw a little bit of it tonight. You know, Tom and I care deeply about this group. We care about the community. We care about everybody having fun, being nice. We care about having a vibrant relationship with the dealer network. We want to have a better and better relationship with Spyderco corporate. We're trying really hard to create a space that's safe for everybody. I don't want to see mean girl behavior, and I don't want to see negativity thrown at people based on race or gender or what they do for a living. It's not okay, right? We're all here because we like knives. And if there's somebody in the group that's not really here because they like knives, we'll figure it out and we'll throw them out. Yeah. You know, there have been some profiteers that have been in the group that are only here to sell t-shirts and stickers, and that's all they care about. And they don't contribute to the overall group. They're pretty obvious in the end because you notice the people that contribute and the people that don't. So we're passionate about making sure people contribute the right way. What else did I miss, Tom?
You guys make this group what it is. I will say it's overwhelming how often people tag me in posts saying very, very complimentary things. It's very flattering. I appreciate it, but I don't do as much as you guys maybe think. I'm just here. I'm just another member like you guys. I just like posting knives. I just happen to get to click a couple extra buttons in the group. But you guys are the ones that make the group what it is.
There's one more shout out I want to do, Tom. I don't think we would be here if it wasn't for the moderators as well.
Absolutely.
Because there are plenty of times where you and I get in an echo chamber about something, and then one of them will tear it down. And it hurts in the moment. But when you put your ego aside for a minute, you think about what they told you or whoever it would happen to be, and you go, man, I don't think I'm right on this point. I need to listen, or I need to not act. I need to think about it first. And having that group of people that we trust to listen to and to listen to us and to collaborate with is vital. So if we had just kept this with the two of us, I don't think we would be here.
No. Well, because I mean, you know how interested in getting into details of issues and backstories and posts I don't have the attention span for it, but our moderators, they're like the freaking FBI. They will figure out, and it's great. They do all this research, figure out scammers, figure out people that are faking stuff, figure out things that got posted over here that are for sale over here that someone else owns. Like they figure that stuff out. I don't have capacity, but they're good at it. They're good at keeping they are the police of the group more than anything.
We win as a team. We need each other, and I'm grateful to all of you guys. Thank you.
They're great. They're fun. I know we do get requests. People do want to be moderate. We don't have any system. We're good right now. It's not a super glamorous job, though. I do want to say, Justin. I know you think I know Justin, but it's not super glamorous. Just have fun. Just post. It's okay.
Yeah, it's not a glamorous thing. It's a pain in the butt. It's a lot of work, and it's now making it sound awful. It's not awful, but it is a big commitment. It's a lot of work, and I'll tell you what. The way to become a moderator is not to ask. The way to become a moderator is to demonstrate that you're living the values and that you're, and then if there's space and if there's room and if you're the right type of person to fit into the culture of what we already got, then it makes sense. So we're about fit more than we are about other things. No, Dan, you obviously don't have to behave. You're proof of that. You don't have to behave.
I mean, really, we have 10,000 minus how many accounts Dan has.
Right. Peter doesn't behave. Daniel Baker wants a vouch. What am I vouching for? Oh, the coin. Yeah, the coin. Yeah, somebody help Mr. Baker get a coin. Anyway, that's it for tonight. We'll be back on Sunday, if not sooner. Mr. Scott Gunn has done a live stream about stropping, and I'm very interested to talk to him about stropping because I conceptually understand it, but I'm terrible at it, and I would like to be better at it. And I think maybe if we could do a 3-way with him, we might be able to learn something about how to strop. And all of us own a sick number of knives, and we should be better about maintaining them. And I think the man has some wisdom he can share with us. So
yeah.
Let's I'm going to talk to him a little bit later and see if he wants to come on, but hopefully that's the plan for Sunday. So come back and see us. I'm Jason. That's Tom.
See ya.
Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.